Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Boom! Yeah, this is the gameplay. So let's get a nice big screen here.
Xcom Chimera Squad is a brand new turn-based tactics game in the acclaimed Xcom series.
Okay, so I'm just going to give my little spiel first. So we're going to be looking at we're not just going to be watching the video, we're going to be pausing indiscriminately to look at certain things, see what the game is all about, and to analyze what's on the screen. And I'm going to talk about some of my concerns involving some of the stuff in the game. And I've already went over the fact that the price point is extremely low. That has me concerned because 9 times out of 10, games that have low price points are either really, really short, which is not necessarily a problem if it's got fairly good replay value, or the devs are trying to get as many people to buy it because it's not very good and they really don't care about it, if you know what I mean. Because if you don't think it's valuable, then you're not going to charge that much for it. Thanks, Dracon. But and the other problem is that the game is being released next Friday, so it's less than a week away. And normally when devs release games super quick after announcement, it's because they're trying to just like kick it out the door and get it out instead of, you know, doing the time that's needed, instead of working on the time that's needed to make it a proper product. So, you know, those are some concerns right off the bat. But 2K and Firaxis have done me well. You know what I'm saying? All the games I've played by them, all the games I've bought by them have been really good. I did not pre-order XCOM 2, but I did order it. I did buy it like the day after it came out because I looked at the reviews. It was a good game. It had some bugs, to be fair, but they weren't. Most of them weren't game breaking. They were really responsive. You know, they really put in the effort to make it a damn good game, and I think they did a really good job. And so I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt on this one. And as you can see right here, it also says, I was talking about this earlier. It says, let's see, what does it say? Never mind. We'll just let it go.
XCOM Chimera Squad is a brand new turn-based tactics game in the acclaimed XCOM series. In XCOM 2, players led the resistance against the alien rulers of Earth and their puppet government. 5 years later, Earth is liberated, and humans and aliens must forge an uneasy peace.
Okay, so I like this premise. I really do. And the main reason is because most of the alien races are let me rephrase that. All of the alien races are slaves to the elders. So it makes sense that once Earth was liberated, the aliens who are no longer under the mind control of the elders, or who are like, okay, I'm a slave, these humans have actually won their war against the elders. Am I really going to continue to fight for the elders? And they might join the humans. That's very true. They might, you know, go and forge their own things. They might, you know, they might be xenophobes, you know, like the Imperium, and they might want to be like, oh, humans, the Xenos, no. So, you know, that may be some dynamics there, but it definitely makes sense that humans, especially with the faction known as the Skirmishers, where they're like the Advent dudes, the fact that they can work with humans, on top of the fact that humans in general are fairly xenophilic, especially nowadays. So it does make sense that this would happen, and that they would betray the elders, and they would try to like form an alliance to fight the elders. So I really like the premise. We'll see how it goes.
Welcome to City 31,
I like
where
the
former
bus.
combatants live side by side with unity hanging in the balance. This game follows Chimera
Not a big
Squad,
fan.
an elite team of human and...
So let's do this. Let's look at this. So this appears... So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this appears to be the entirety of Chimera Squad. If I'm not mistaken, from what I've read online, this is going to be it. These are going to be all the characters, and that's it. So we do have a Muton-looking dude. We have a Sneaky Snick. We got to keep our eye on him, right? You know what I'm saying? I see you, Snick. I see you. And we've got a sectoid. Well, it looks like a new sectoid as well. It would have been interesting to see what would have been if it would have been a small sectoid like in the first game, but you know, maybe we'll encounter those, maybe not. I don't know. And these two look to be Advent, and everybody else looks to be like they're human. So they probably all have their own names and all that other nonsense, so we're probably not going to be able to rename them. Maybe they'll allow us to rename them.
This game follows Chimera Squad, an elite team of human and alien agents chosen for their abilities and dedication. Sent to help secure City 31, Chimera Squad's success will keep the city safe,
and as you can see,
but their failure...
it does appear that the guns and whatnot
Pure City 31
seem to be
Chimera
similar to
Squad.
the current game. You know what I'm saying? And this looks like maybe for like first tier tech, maybe second. So
Success.
most
Keep
of this
the city
is going to be like
safe,
low tier
but their
stuff.
failure
I
will mean renewed violence.
Else. That's pretty good. I like that.
At the heart of the game
Now here's my concern, right? So let's see. Hang on. This was one of my concerns. So we got diversus viribus. I don't know what viribus means. I'm pretty sure that means diversity. All right, here we go. So this is the tactical screen. Now it's gonna explain more of this here in just a minute, but I want to give you my take on it. One of the issues that I'm having here is that, as you can see, there's missions all over the place that you can go do, and you have basically the in-game bar. You know, oh my God, I'm gonna lose. So it does feel like it's a bit, I don't know, basic. You know what I mean? It really does feel that way. And yeah, so that's kind of what I wanted to do there. So, I'm hoping that it's extremely moddable, and we'll get some.
At the heart of the game are Chimera Squad's tactical operations, where the agents respond to combat in the city.
That looks pretty good. That is a loadout screen. So as you can see, the person who went on this mission did not do anything for loadout. So this looks pretty good. We've got, you know, normal guns. This looks like a normal XCOM setup, so not too bad. Now here is the robot that I was talking about. Now the robots do not have special abilities, which is really weird in my opinion. So we'll talk about that more later.
Where the agents respond to combat in the city.
I think I'm going a little bit too in depth.
Each of these battles are divided into encounters.
Now this, I do like this. This is cool.
Breach mode is a key new feature to combat. This phase begins each encounter and allows you to choose Chimera Squad's entry points and agent turn order.
Okay, I will try to pause it and speak. I did turn it down just a little bit so I could speak over it when it's saying something I don't give a damn about. Now this looks really cool. So before you set up your mission, before you even enter, you get to do a breach, and you get to do basically a tactical setup so you can see what's going on. So if we go in the side window, low visibility, enemies are harder to hit. I don't know if that lowers your ability to. I don't know if that actually gives you like a debuff, so your aim kind of sucks. Delayed scan. Last unit through this entrance is marked until the end of the encounter. Ooh, that's not good. Although you may not have a choice, so it's the last unit marked, and that means they're going to be easier to hit. And then surprise. Successful shots on enemies during the breach will stun. That's pretty cool. I don't know what this 5 here means, but I'm sure we'll find out.
Squad's entry points and agent turn order. Burst in, get the drop on enemies, and unleash devastating special abilities. The tactical choices you make during a breach can set.
Now here's another one. See, this looks really cool. Grapple points. So this is like you're breaching up on top of a roof. So we got good visibility here. There are some items I like. The breach in the initiative turn-based play. I agree. It looks really good. It looks really good. And I think that's going to be the strong selling point, even if it is not fully a, fleshed out game like it should be. All units entering here have to get plus 25 aim. Wow. Pinpoint. Successful shots will crit. Surprise and surprise. Okay, that's cool. And so it appears that that if there's multiple slots, it appears that when it talks about turn order, that's how it rolls. So somebody going here, and here will probably get better stuff. Oh no, the number here denotes that. That's interesting. So it's the number. Interesting. So it goes here, 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 and here.
Set the tone for the entire encounter.
It does, yeah. See, look. So that's the turn order. So she'll go first, then the snack, and then this dude, and then the Advent lady, it looks like.
Will you head to cover or engage with targets? Will agents operate solo?
I'm not seeing any like chances.
Do you concentrate fire?
See, like, look. Let's see. Oh crap! I wanted to take a look at the UI here. Is the Steam thing going to get out of the way? There we go. Okay, so look at what we got here. We've got aim down here, and the Steam thing keeps popping up like a freaking dude, bro. Character skill gives crit, weapon range. So it's essentially just like normal XCOM. It looks like it's a turret of some type as well. So, all right.
Fire on the most threatening enemy, or do you try to take down
the 4 crit, baby? That's what I'm talking about.
Either way,
So that's why I think a lot of this is at the beginning of the game. There's a freaking Andromedon.
Some encounters have multiple breach points to choose from, each with distinct...
Fleet-footed, gain 3 mobility. That's nice. First unit through this entrance is guaranteed to land their shot. That's pretty good. And that looks like a... Is that a Muton? It looks like a Muton. It definitely looks like
disadvantages. Some breach points are only accessible by specific agent abilities or equipment. All units' turns.
Okay, so this is where we get a good look at the gameplay aspect of it. Now, I'm looking at this here, right? And this definitely looks XCOM-ish up here. But if you notice, all of the dudes on your side, on the XCOM side, have a lot more HP than a lot of these guys. So I wonder if that's like a key aspect of the game. I wonder if it's actually going to be very difficult, considering that your dudes can't die.
Are interleaved, which means that Chimera Squad agents and enemies alternate turns in a single timeline. Turn order is an important aspect of your tactical plan. Knowing which enemy and agent will act next will be crucial in dealing with threats. This timeline presents...
So one of the best reasons I like this is because like most other tactical games where you have a turn order, that means you will definitely have abilities that, and it'll even say it later, where you can delay your enemy's turns. So that means even if you can't kill an enemy, you can make it to where they may not go next and do what they're doing or some other such
new opportunities. Some agents and enemies can change units' places in the timeline. Chimera Squad has an ability called Team Up. Once per mission, you can choose a member of your squad to jump right to the top of the turn order.
I find it odd that they specifically called this ability out, considering how many abilities are going to be in the game. I guess they wanted to... Cherub coordinates with target unimpaired ally, moving their next turn up on the timeline. The team-up ability is shared between the entire squad and can only be used once per mission. I wonder if it requires an action to use. We also haven't seen any action point stuff, so I wonder how they're going to do that.
You can choose a member of your squad to jump right to the top of the turn order.
It might be one action per turn.
This can allow you to get an agent to safety or to get the drop on an enemy. Agents who take a beating and lose all their hit points start bleeding out. Another agent must then stabilize their ally. Stabilized agents remain unconscious for the rest of the battle. If an agent bleeds out entirely, the mission fails and must be restarted.
Okay. A reclamation agent has died. XCOM cannot endure agent casualties in this fight. Restart mission. Okay, so what that tells me is that the difficulty of this, it may still be very difficult. So I want to stress that just because the agents can't die doesn't mean that the game won't be difficult. Right? So, but I'm not sure how I feel about them not being able to die. That's very interesting. I mean, it's essentially Bronze Man the entire game, right? So Bronze Man is when you save at the beginning of a mission, and if any of your dudes die and or you have like catastrophic failure, you can reload the beginning of the mission and do that. That's not a thing that exists. That's just a play style. I'm not sure how much I like this, but I kind of understand it if they're going for like a more story-based thing. Is this the new game? Yes, sir. Zero CG. It is indeed the new game. It's Chimera Squad. XCOM Chimera Squad is what it is. And so it looks like they're going for a more storied experience where all of your agents are an integral part of the story and therefore must live throughout the entire game. Although it does feel like the stakes, it does make the stakes feel kind of weird if the story cannot be continued if one of your dudes dies, right? So the stakes don't feel nearly as high. You just have to restart the mission. So basically that means is that if you play the game from beginning to end, all of your dudes are going to live and you know they're going to live. There's not going to be any surprises in that aspect unless it's like story driven, and then it's going to feel not very good, especially if you can't change it. So maybe that has something to do with choices later. Maybe they add that kind of thing or something. I don't know. And as you can see, they got that actual mouse from XCOM as well. All right, here we go. Here we go.
Keeping your agents healthy and in the field is critical, as agent abilities synergize with each other in different ways. Each agent has a unique set of skills that they can bring to the team.
I would just like to point out that what I'm seeing right here, I like this. I like this very much. And it looks like the enemies get robots as well.
Some agents can destroy an enemy's cover to give the rest of the squad a better chance to hit. Other agents can forcibly move units, triggering an ally's overwatch or pulling an ally to safety.
Oh, you thought I was playing it? So you can stabilize during bleed out, same as XCOM, but you can heal them after being stabilized to get them back up, right? It says you can. It says they remain unconscious the entire game. Now, obviously, you know there's going to be mods. If they allowed the game to be modded, which, I mean, they should, right? One of the reasons XCOM 2 did so freaking well is because of how many mods were available for it and how friendly Firaxis was to the modding community. And from what they showed, you're right, Traycon, it indicates no, you will not be able to get them back up. Now, that may be how the difficulty really comes in, is that you cannot get your dudes back up. But you did see it did have 3 or 4 turns to bleed out, just like normal XCOM 2. So you don't have to do it instantly, which is really good. And as you can see, we got androids here. Axiom apparently is his name, and he is a muton-looking bug-eyed dude. Oh, and there's an Andy. God help you, Andy. All right, so why are there snaky snakes on advertisements? How dare you? Representation. Anyway.
Some agents can even shield
I'm liking the aesthetic here too. I quite like it.
Equipment can provide additional abilities to any agent. The unique and varied skills of Chimera Squad will provide endless opportunities for tacticians.
I'm liking that. Now, I will say this. Looking at some of those camera angles, it's going to be really, really good for playing online, playing streaming and stuff like that. So it looks like maybe they've hopefully done some work on the cinematic camera for when you shoot and stuff, because it looks really good so far, but they may be showing the best of the best. It seems they're selling it as a spin-off. Maybe it's just a market study for features they could develop for XCOM 3. Maybe Error. I know that name. Error. Isn't that an Egyptian god from Stargate? I think so. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, let's keep going.
Every mission begins and ends at...
Oh, I did it. I'm right. Yes. I'm also liking this. I don't like the fact that we don't have a helicopter thing anymore, but this is pretty cool. I like big stompy machines. Pretty good.
HQ, your hub for all operations. New missions and their potential rewards can be viewed in the city map. Chimera Squad can embark on some missions immediately. Investigations can speed progress towards critical missions. Some missions may not have the most tantalizing rewards, but need to be prioritized for other reasons, like lowering the level of unrest. Each district in the city has its own unrest score. If any district score maxes out, the unrest of the entire city will rise. If overall city unrest reaches a critical level, Chimera Squad will fail their campaign, and the model city of unification will be consumed in chaos and violence.
Yeah, of course. Never forget, diversity is a strength. Okay, so what is it here? City 1 is in danger of collapse. City Anarchy is at 13. If it reaches 14, you will lose. Okay, so it's basically just like the in XCOM 2. So, like I said, I'm liking the aesthetics here. It does feel like it's kind of flat, but I'm okay with that. We also got a timetable as well, so this is 2040, obviously 5 years after. Kind of sucks that characters can't die. Yeah, Guinness, I agree, but it feels like they're going for something a little different, and I think Error is right when they're talking about making it a spinoff and they're doing a market study on features. Now there's no risk of doing stupid stuff. There is, because you could fail the mission. That's the thing. So maybe you can't save during missions. Maybe you can't quick save. Maybe you can't hard save. How about that? Or maybe you can only save at the different stages of the mission, because there's multiple stages of the mission. There's the breach, and then I don't know what comes after that. Obviously, it hasn't said. Yeah, then you have to restart, which is just scumming. Yeah, it is. But again, I think if they can die, if you don't have a chance to stop them bleed out, yeah. But that's the thing, Traycon. If they do die, you have to restart the mission. You don't just continue on and then they're dead and they don't go nowhere. Because it looks like it's just the 11 characters and that's it. And they're part of like a story. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think maybe they did that so they didn't have to do as much costuming. Maybe that might be why. Let's see. Hang on a second. I got to check on the kiddo. There we go. Okay, so what do we say? Limited costuming. What will Tango do without Barbie dress-up spasms? I know, dude. I'm worried, man. I really am. Maybe they do have costumes. Maybe they're gonna have a lot of. Maybe we can mod it and have a lot of costuming that way. We'll just have to see. But this I hate to say this, but this seems really basic and simple. But there might be a lot you can do with this. So it's a smaller game in scope. You know what I'm saying? So. But I mean, look at it, dude. You can have many missions going on. And I'm sure some of these will go up without you interacting with them at all, right? So it looks like there's icons for what they can give you as far as resources. I mean, you are technically like Special Forces police, right? So I would imagine that you could finagle this quite a bit. Now, it might be very basic at the beginning, but hopefully, again, they allow modding. I haven't seen anything about it, but maybe they will, and if they do, we might be able to do some better stuff.
If overall city unrest reaches a critical.
Now let me see. What was I going to see here? Let's see. Okay, here we go.
Promote any agents who ranked up during their last encounter in the armory.
I wanted to talk about this.
Promotions give agents new
here we go.
Abilities to use in the field.
See, unlocked Quake, Axiom, leaps up and slams the ground, destroying nearby cover, damaging nearby units. One use per mission. Well, that's interesting. Now, as you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels here. And you only get choices on level 2 and level 4. We have, okay, this is a standard thing right here. We got health, mobility, aim, armor, dodge, and crit. Yep. And he has abilities smash, rage. I'm assuming he's a muton. This is what we're going at. Or maybe like muton, right? Because berserkers are the females, if I'm not mistaken. Battering ram, interesting. Shrug it off. Adrenaline surge, psych up. Yeah. And he's got a scar, shell shock. They'll talk about that in a minute. So it looks like there's not as much choice going on here. And I got to say I'm slightly disappointed. But again, there's 11 total agents. So maybe it's, we'll just have to see.
You can also adjust.
Okay, here's another thing I was talking about. This kind of feels really basic. I mean, maybe they wanted to get away from all the menu swapping from XCOM 2, because every time you click one of these, it like loads a new menu, and they wanted to put it all on the same screen. So maybe that's what they're going with, and it's just simple and stylized for that reason. So we could do that, definitely.
Stock up on your equipment and supply, and the scavenger's market. Supply is always open for business, but lacks some of the more.
Okay, so med kits. Can restore 4 HP to a single agent. Can be used to remove burning, acid, and poison. So similar there. Carrying maker also grants immunity to poison. Okay, very similar. This is just fluff text, right? Infused with painkillers. Yeah. So we got flashbang, smoke, ceasefire grenade. I'm assuming that's like some kind of smoke, not smoke grenade. Like disables your weapons, I guess. Tracer rounds, trank rounds. Interesting. I guess that stuns or maybe disorients. I have no idea what a multiple inducer is. Breaching charge, I'm pretty sure we can get what that is. Auto key card, maybe that opens up different ways to breach, so you can get through them secured doors. Android, I'm pretty sure that's a character or robot. That looks like something you would equip. Extra padding as well. Yeah, this looks like armor kind of stuff. All right, and look at all the stuff you got. This is all, and this is each tab. All right, so let's move on. Looking good so far. I mean, it's, XCOM style, so I'm not
exotic goods. The scavenger's market is known to.
And, of course, we have the black market, so can't forget that. Advanced stock, missed shots will deal 2 damage. God, man, I wish they would take a thing from Long War, because I dislike this. I dislike stocks being damaged when you miss. I prefer the Graze chance. I really do, and I wish they'd have done that. But this looks like standard fare. So here's the model inducer, motile inducer. Artificially stimulates the nervous system, allowing an agent to act rapidly under pressure. Target gains 2 actions immediately. Ooh, does not affect the target's cooldowns. I wonder if it's if you use it, it disappears. That'll be interesting.
Offer. However, the scavenger's market only opens occasionally and may not always be around when you need it.
Nice.
At the assembly, you can create items and upgrades for sale at the store. You'll need to research patterns.
Okay, here we go. So this is research. It looks fairly basic, but as always, it usually is. Required Android personnel, so modular weapons. Yeah, that's standard fare. Progress. Oh, nice. Okay, so it's very similar. Breach tactical equipment, explosives, armor. All right, so it definitely looks like there's different categories as well.
Before you can build them. If you want to avoid being down an agent mid-mission, you can build androids to fill in for
Okay, this is what I wanted to see as well. So androids serve as a reinforcement unit if an agent is downed in combat. Construct a brand new combat-grade android. Androids are fully capable tactical units that provide critical backup. All right, so fluff text.
You can build androids to fill in for
Okay. Okay, it looks like they're fairly garbage with 65 aim. God help you, son. God help you. And they look really, really, really bad, too.
Unconscious allies. You can...
As in, like, you know, in real life, it looks like they're, like, mass-produced kind of thing. Not like it's bad in the game. It actually looks pretty cool. Because it looks like that. And I think that's the point, is it's a substitute.
Upgrade these androids and change their equipment, but they don't have special abilities.
No special
If an agent
abilities.
is critically wounded, they may develop a scar, which will lower a key stat. Assigning an agent to training will repair the scar, if you can afford to have the agent out of commission for a few days.
Okay, so it seems like a lot of the tactical stuff in this game, as far as like the overworld, outside of the actual tactical combat, or the strategic level, excuse me, is about where your agents are at any given time. So this... Yeah, this seems interesting.
Training
Scars,
can give an uninjured agent improved stats or even new abilities.
So maybe that's how they're going to do it, is instead of sort of area-ish. Yeah, what it looks like, Area 9-ish? Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. I mean, they're not going to be... Yeah. Oh, you mean... Yeah. The, I'm a stuttering fool. The thing that it seems like it's going to be, so instead of being able to lose agents, what it looks like is that if your dudes get critically injured and you don't, or they go down but not out, or they take a lot of damage or something, what it's going to be is instead of losing them, you're going to have to deal with injuries, and then you're going to have to figure that out. So it's probably the difficulty level is probably going to increase the amount of injuries your dude gets, how bad they are, and how long it takes to get rid of them, it seems. So maybe that's where the difficulty will come in. I'm still kind of waffling on the whole agents not dying thing, but we'll see.
Spec Ops can be used to send a single agent out to gain resources or for other strategic goals, like lowering the level of unrest in various districts of City 31.
And this looks like it's like 3 days, so this is going to be another aspect of it, it appears. So let's rewind it just a tad here. Distribute humanitarian supplies. What is that? Legwork. Embed with 31 PD for a short time. In return, gain officers to canvass neighborhoods on our behalf. I guess that might lower intel or lower unrest or give you more intel in an area. That seems interesting. Convince well-to-do individuals, and businesses groups to provide stopgap funding. Okay, so that gives you money. What does this one give? We'll move it forward just a tad. Legwork, or an Illyrium sting. Look at that. That gives you 25 Illyrium. Always need that Illyrium.
Or
Legwork. 65 intel, so that's what it gives you. Cool. And it looks like it costs time. So time is going to be the management.
For other strategic goals, like lowering the level of unrest in various districts of City 31. Chimera Squad must prevent anarchy at all costs. City 31 is the first step toward a unified future. A lot is riding on the shoulders of Chimera Squad.
I don't like the focus on that stuff. Unified future nonsense, but it is what it is. All right, my dudes, that's going to be it for Chimera Squad. Now, the only other thing we have is this, which is cringy as all hell. So I'm not too stoked about this. But we'll watch it anyway. It's only 2 minutes.
Chimera Squad, you have the green light. Be advised, multiple hostiles reported.
Blue Blood, Verge. Confirm position.
Confirmed.
On my order.
That looked like a Reaper.
Breach!
That he was
Breach!
looking at.
Hostiles never saw my approach, and judging by her facial expression, neither did Terminal.
Hey, you startled me. Your ugly mug has that effect on people.
Ah, that hurts, Terminal. Now you owe me an apology and a thank you.
Thank you for what?
I really hope the cinematics in the game don't look like this. I'm hoping. They probably do. But that's pretty cool, too.
That was a nasty float, Verge.
See, Blue Blood appreciates me.
Okay. I'll make sure you survive the next one. Deal?
Chimera Squad, we've been tipped off to an Illyrium stockpile.
We will see if the need arises.
Our source indicates Grey Phoenix operates the warehouse behind the front company. The surveillance of the building suggests minimal resistance. HQ recommends breaching with explosives on the westernmost wall.
This is way bigger than an Illyrium stockpile.
Bird! Contact! Get to cover!
I will not hear the end of this, will I?
You can thank me once this is over.
I do hope that it's not like that. I do hope. It might be, but I'm hoping that's just the launch thing and that they do in-game cinematics that way. So this looks pretty cool. Like, look, this is a different one than we saw in the video. So, encounter 3 of 3. So this is after the first 2 encounters. You get another breach. Interesting. So I guess this is what the security cards are for. Entering through this here marks your units until the end of the encounter. Ugh. Agent damage likely. Ouch. All right. Here's the cityscape. What is this? And this is some tactical screens. So subdue. Melee strike the target to knock them out. Interesting. I guess this is for capturing enemies. Maybe some of the research you got to do is like more like the original XCOM, where you actually have to capture them alive. That'd be interesting. And I mean, it definitely looks like they have the same vibe. It's just very stylized. I like how flat it is. I definitely like the art style. And dudes have actually dedicated pistols. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And snacky snacks, frickin' snacky snacks. All right, my dudes. I think that's going to be it. I don't think there's anything else that we can really look at here. So I think that's going to be it for Chimera Squad. We'll be doing this. Every encounter starts with a breach. Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like it's encounter 3 of 3. So this mission has 3 encounters, right? That's what I was getting at. Is that so you'll be able to breach multiple times in a mission, which is interesting to say the least. So I think I have not found any actual gameplay video yet, which seems odd this close to release. They usually push out real gameplay ahead to get people excited. I mean, there's a little bit in the video that it shows, but I'm with you there, dude. It does feel kind of weird. It does feel kind of weird. But we're gonna be playing it Friday, April 23rd. So I don't know when it's actually gonna come out. So I don't know if it'll come out in